everybody, welcome to Behind the Brew, episode 3, man.
Wow, we're smoking this year.
Oh, I can't wait for what's to come. Hey, this episode is really, really exciting.
It is.
We met the folks you're about to see in this video last year at the Sutherland Throwdown, connected with them, fell in love with the product.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So now we are here at, where are we, Dave?
We're in Damascus, Oregon. Just not too far outside about Portland, about 15, 20 miles or so. Kind of on your way going up to Mount Hood.
Yeah.
Beautiful little area.
And we are here to learn the story behind the brew at Ruzzo.
Ruzzo's
Sparkling Hard Citrus.
Yes.
Very excited to learn the story, and I hope you guys are excited to learn all about hard citrus, because this is really the only brewery that is doing it this way.
Yeah, this is, they're a one-of-a-kind product, and they're excellent.
They are fantastic, and we have a lot to cover, so let's get to it, guys. Like, subscribe, and follow us for some more. Today's going to be a fun day, Dave.
It's going to be, looking forward to it.
And there's a lot of delicious drinks to try. So let's go inside and let's meet DJ and Eric.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. All right, thanks, guys. Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the Brew. We're here in Damascus, Oregon at Ruzzo Sparkling Hard Citrus. It's really exciting.
Yes, it is.
Never been up here, so there's so many breweries and spots to check out. A lot of cool stuff. We went to the falls this morning, Multnomah Falls.
Great way to start the day off.
It was
a great way to start the day.
We're joined with Eric and DJ. Guys, thank you so much for having us out here, taking some time out of your day to tell us all about your guys' business. This is really exciting.
Thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, so let's go ahead and start off with, you guys are going to, by the way, hear some of their background later in the episode, so stay tuned for that. But let's go and get to the story behind Ruzzo. When did you guys start as a hard citrus company?
So we actually were making it probably 2019 time at the end of the year. And then we really got our warehouse in April of 2020, and then we actually sold our first keg in August of 2020.
Nice.
So we hit like right in the middle of the pandemic. You know, like we opened for maybe like 2 weeks, and then everything shut down. Then it opened again, shut down, opened, shut down. There was a point in time when I remember sitting there with the team, and it was shut down. We didn't know how long it was going to be shut down, and we were like, is this the worst decision we've ever made? Should we just stop? And ultimately, the owner was like, you know what? If we can weather this storm, it's only going to be up from here, and he was right.
And that's the same story of several other breweries.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, it kind of worked in our favor too, because we didn't have a lot of the overhead and didn't have that expectation of that income coming in. Make a big batch of something and then have to get rid of it. So we just got pretty lucky that way.
It's awesome. That's awesome. So what's the story behind the name Ruzzo?
Yeah, so Ruzzo is actually a word that means a carefree way of living. And like I was saying, we started in the pandemic, and it was really just something that we wanted to use to bring people together. And we knew we could do it over a really cool, unique beverage, something to get people excited when there was not much to get excited about.
Yeah.
And even though we weren't supposed to get together, it was a way for, you to just celebrate being with people.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
I like that.
How many different, how much product do you guys keep on tap here? How many hard citrus flavors do you guys usually have on tap here?
Yeah, so we have 30 taps here. 30 taps. We actually just got in hard alcohol too, so we have quite the options. But Eric does a really good job at keeping the flavors fresh. He always has something new on the board. So half of the list that you see, 15 different taps, are Ruzzo taps, and then the other ones are beer we try and keep it pretty local.
Yeah.
And different, support some of the smaller breweries around. But yeah, he's got we have 5 main flavors, and then we usually have 1 or 2 seasonals throughout the year, and then the rest is just whatever is going on in Eric's head that he wants to so.
Whatever that mad scientist has going on.
Always something.
Always something.
And with those other ones too, those are only ones that you're going to find here. Or maybe we had partnered, like we had talked about before, with other certain accounts here and there for different reasons, but they're very exclusive flavors that you won't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right on.
And your tap list, I was just in there looking at it myself, and just even the guest taps I was really impressed with, because when I go to a brewery, cidery, wherever, I don't look at guest taps at all. I'm there for them.
Yeah.
But I will say that guest tap, that's pretty tempting. That's some tempting stuff on that guest taps.
Yeah. They do.
But I'll still stick with your guys' stuff.
Yeah. But that's the thing too, is like, we want to have that option for people when they do come in. Like, we don't make beer. That's not what we do. And so there are people that come in and want beer. We are a Taproom, and they expect to have beer. And so we know that there's so much amazing beer right around us that we just support local.
The Portland area when it comes to beer is, that's world class. That's probably the best beer possibly in the world here in the Portland area, because you will find every type of and range of beer. Because there's so many.
Including hard citrus.
Including hard citrus.
Speaking of seasonals, how many different seasonals do you guys have, and what seasons do you kind of release those in?
Yes.
Well, our seasonals run for 2 months at a time.
Okay.
Right now, we were doing monthlies, but distributors and customers, it kind of got hard because it would go so quickly they didn't even know some of the flavors were out there.
Okay.
So now we're doing a seasonal every 2 months, and we have a few that we have brought back from last year that people have requested, but there's also, along the way, we put something new out there as well.
Okay.
Nice.
So a lot of these come from as we're doing Cider Summit. We'll make a flavor just for the Cider Summit, and usually, and we've been very lucky and won a few, and that usually becomes that seasonal.
Okay.
So we always try to put something new out there, something fresh, but something that will be out there long enough that if they like it, they can get another one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these will not be coming back till next year.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Get it while it's hot.
Exactly.
All right, we kind of touch on this later in the show, but canning and bottling, what does that look like for you guys?
Well, canning is something that we do with our 5 mainstays and everything. It's very intense. It's a very long day. Our mobile canner comes in and everything. We have our cans painted, so it's not just a label.
Nice.
And we'll usually be doing right around each flavor. We'll be doing 2 different flavors when we do it, and it's usually just about roughly close to being 24, 25 barrels of each one.
Nice. Okay.
And then we have to turn around and pasteurize.
Okay.
And that's a very lengthy process, but we keep working on the process. It keeps getting faster and better. And we're getting everything done within the same week now.
Nice.
Because even though there's times you walk in there and you see 30 pallets of cans, you go in there next week and then there's 15 pallets of cans, and it's like, we got to do more canning.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, they can disappear on us pretty quick.
How much product do you guys typically produce per year?
That number keeps going up.
That's
Nice.
good.
That's a good thing.
That's what we want to hear.
We have
Last year we did about, I think it was about 800 barrels of products last year. And we're going to be we did about 800 barrels within the 3 quarters, so we did about 1,100 barrels last year, And so we're on track to do about 1,500 barrels this year.
Awesome. That's exciting.
So how is your product connected with the local area?
Well, being that we're out here in Clackamas and everything, we do a lot of work with other breweries and everything, and DJ also does a lot of work with the Chamber of Commerce.
Nice.
And we're very well received out here. Everyone likes us. They like our product.
Yeah.
And they will come out here and rent our facilities and everything for their parties and whatnot. And every show we go to, everyone just loves us and keeps telling us to keep making more. And so that's what we want to do. We want to keep making more.
Great community support.
Yes. Distribution-wise, how far do you guys reach? What does that look like for you guys?
Well, for us, we work with Point Blank here in the state, and we're almost all the way from the I-5, from one end of the state to the other.
Nice.
We kind of fall a little short up towards Medford and everything, and then from the I-5 all the way to the coast.
Nice.
So
Okay.
they do a really good job of getting our product out there for us and everything. And then we are also now back up in Washington, but we're just mainly at the moment around the Vancouver area and up through Ridgefield on the way to Olympia.
Nice.
Sweet.
But we're hoping to grow that market more.
How about eastwards, towards Bend and?
We're up in
all
Bend.
that? Okay.
Point Blank has warehouses in Portland, Bend, and Eugene,
Okay.
which is how they are able to be such a good partner for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they pick up every 2 weeks, and I pray for every dirty keg they can bring back so I can fill it again and get it back out on the road.
Yeah. Where do you guys see Ruzzo in the future? What's your guys' future plans for the company?
We're doing a lot of research into that right now. When we first started the company, the vision was like, hey, like we had talked about before, we wanted to get this unique product out to everybody because we saw the impact that it had on these people. So really the goal right now is to figure out what that looks like. How do we get it out to the right people, the people that are really looking for it? And we found that people really enjoy this beverage year round, but they really are consuming it in like mass quantities in like the summertime.
Yeah,
right?
it's because it's one of the best summer drinks you can possibly get.
Super refreshing. It's got great
Yes.
flavor. Like it's something when you're out on a hot day on the river, you want a nice Ruzzo beverage, right?
Yes.
It's going to quench your thirst. It's like super easy to go down. It's not going to make you feel bloated or sick. And so we've really put a lot of thought into like, hey, let's kind of move down maybe into like southern states where it's going to be warmer year round.
Yeah.
That would probably be one of our initial goals, but I think it's just going to hit that. It's going to find the right people in those atmospheres that are really looking for it.
I can definitely see this like on Lake Havasu or Lake Mead or something like that. You know?
Right?
Great lake.
Sitting out on both.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Those
so
nice
that's-
hot 120-degree days.
Yeah, you come out here in the summertime and it's
Yeah.
popular out here.
Yeah.
People do like coming out and grabbing a cold Ruzzo and enjoying the sun for sure.
That's awesome. Let's see here. What do you enjoy most about running? I guess we can call it a brewery. What do you guys enjoy most about that?
You start, I'll finish.
Well, what I like about this product is it is so unusual, and it has no boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, I've been making beer and everything for 28 years, and you hit a certain wall at some point that you're waiting for that new hop to come out, and maybe that's going to be something different. I mean, the last one that came out was Nelson. How long ago was that? So you kind of feel a little bit trapped.
Yeah.
And this,
see that.
because of the refreshing flavor and the flavor profiles we can get into it, it's boundless for where we can take it. And that's what I really enjoy. I love the creativity.
Yeah, because you have a platform that you build off of, and it's like so I tried that lemon base, and it was amazing, and it was excellent platform, and I can see so much you can do with that, and obviously you do.
And one thing that you can do with our product that is unlike a beer
Yeah.
or unlike a cider is we're a 6.5% mixer. Any of your clear liquors goes excellent in all of our products.
Yep. That's very true. Good.
Good idea, Dave.
That's nice rum at home. I have to try that with.
Yeah.
One of the things, or what I love about it, is I just love sharing it with people. Like your experience, like you said, with your mom coming up, trying and just being blown away. You know, she thought it was a Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's where I think I speak for everybody on the team when we see that. That's just like the greatest compliment you could ever have, right? And that's really why we started doing this. It was something that we knew people haven't tried this flavor profile before, and even for all of your listeners out there that haven't tried it yet, they probably have a really preconceived idea of what they're going to taste, but you guys know now that that's not the case, right? And until you have it, it's almost like once you experience that, you understand it, and it's showing people that's the coolest part about what we do, in my opinion.
For sure, guys. If you have not tried it, again, give it a try. It is 100% worth it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, for what it is, it's amazing. There's nothing like it. It really isn't.
Nothing. And it's so refreshing again. I love the refreshing part of it. Drinking is just you don't get that alcohol taste at all, which is really
it is quenching at the summertime. Even though it's an alcoholic beverage, it doesn't dry you out.
Yeah, exactly. It's not dry, and it's just the citrus part. I love the citrus part of it too. And you can, like you were saying, you can do so many different things with it. It's almost endless with this.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I said before, to date, we've done over 122 on draft, different flavors.
Wow.
And we're not done yet.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
We're waiting to hear you say 200.
Come back in a couple months.
Yes.
Okay, to 200.
Yeah.
All right. What's the history of this location right here, where the tap room sits?
Yeah, so that's a great question because everybody actually knows this whole building as a produce center. So it was a long family generation owned property, and it was a produce center. So they'd come in, people would buy all sorts of produce, fresh produce, local produce. And then I think that they opened up like the ability for food carts to come in.
Yeah.
And so they had a couple different food carts in while they had the produce, so you could get some food and produce. And then they actually, the gentleman that owned it turned this half into a tap room, the half that we have, and was running the produce center with the tap room. And then switched hands. It was called Bigfoot Growlers, and so Bigfoot Growlers had it for a while, and then they changed that location into a dispensary. So now we got a dispensary here, and then added another food cart. So the Mexican food cart's been here for probably about 10 years now. The Thai food cart's been here for maybe about 4 or 5. And then we got this spot about 1.5 years, going on 2 years now. And so Bigfoot Growlers just went out of business. They were out for maybe 6 months, and then we were able to jump in. So it was really nice. It kind of already had a pre-built clientele. They already did live music here, so there was a lot of people that were already coming for live music, so we just kind of stepped into that role and kept it going, which is really fun. So yeah, we keep that rolling every Friday, Saturday, and people just know this corner by a lot of different things.
I mean, you feel like you're completely out of town, but you got 2 busy highways right here in front.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. So we get all that traffic of people swinging by, and like this is a super common corner, right? Because it's like the one road if you're coming from the south part of Portland to go to Mount Hood, or go over the mountain to go to like Bend. So it's a very popular road.
Perfect.
Here.
So it's a good little spot to stop in on your way to any of those locations. And, you know, take a break, eat some lunch, try some hard citrus.
Yeah,
There you go.
or grab it on your vacation that you're going to. Yeah,
That's right.
Right on. So you mentioned you guys do live music, and so that's usually weekends, Friday, Saturday. You said.
Yep.
You
So
got
we usually.
music coming in here.
Yep.
Right on.
And so we usually do it every Friday, Saturday. We actually have it scheduled right now through the last weekend in May, and it'll go all the way through the end of September. Now it's very weather dependent.
Yeah.
We do have our greenhouse over there, our solarium that we host live music in as well.
Nice.
So we have the ability to shift it into there, but yeah, we just like to keep the events happening for people here, and just really people, that's what they come for, because they know that there's always usually something going on here, which is nice.
That's really cool. Yeah, and also the business over here, I can't, whatever.
Yeah, the nursery.
Nursery. There you go. There's a nursery back here, guys, and they have their trees and plants surrounding the perimeter, and it just gives it this more nature feeling. It's really aesthetic to look at. I love it.
Absolutely, and it's cool because we get to help his business and vice versa, right? People can grab a drink and go shop for plants. You know,
Yeah, really perfect.
Just
If you're a plant collector,
Get a
Ruzzo, and
you know, the
go spend some
husbands can get a drink, and women can go
that's
play
a-
shopping. So,
That's great. There you have it. Bring your wife. She can go find us some plants, and you can chill out over here. Oh, that's really awesome. Real quick, going back to the beginning, you kind of mentioned your parents were a big part of starting the Ruzzo process. If you want to dive into that just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they really gave just the opportunity. They're really the sole owners of this operation. They're not necessarily in the operation part of everything, but they're the board. So any big decisions or any way that we're going to take the company, they're the ones to do it. But they were really the ones. My dad's an entrepreneur, and my mom's always like been right there with him, like business owners and stuff like that. So they just kind of saw that thing, and just had, like I told you the story before, we went over there out of curiosity, and then it was just like, you know, we could do something like this. There's people that love this stuff, and we just wanted to be a part of that, and that's kind of where things started and took off. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, they still check. I mean, they're checking in constantly all the time. They're in helping us with things that we need help with. But yeah, really the drivers behind what's happening.
Mainly,
here.
they're hands off, which helps out sometimes.
Right.
Because sometimes dealing with owners could be quite cumbersome. But the one thing I love the best, even though they own the business, DJ's mom comes in when I'm busy and helps wash cakes.
Oh, that's good.
I can
That's
keep
nice.
the product rolling and everything.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind kicking in and rolling her sleeves up and doing what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. They're great people.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, you need a good support
Yes.
when you're in any type of business. So that's really cool to hear. hear about that. I completely forgot what I was going to say. It was really good.
Yeah.
Edit that out. Anything on your minds?
That we haven't
Well,
covered.
we're always hitting all the festivals throughout the state and anything, so always come find us.
Yep.
We're the ones who actually are working it. I mean, DJ is our general manager. Not only doing stuff in the front office, but you'll also find them in the back, helping pasteurize, helping can, go help do festivals and everything. So we're all very hands-on.
Yeah.
So come out and say hi whenever you want.
Yeah, that's where we met. That's where we met you guys down there at the Sutherland Throwdown, and got us in the door here.
Yeah.
And
you met my parents. That's right.
Yeah, we met your parents there, and it was really awesome. So go find them out. Find out where they're going. You guys usually post on your social media when you're going to an event or something?
Yeah, we try to. Yeah, we keep everybody updated. We're trying to hit everyone that we possibly can if we have the people available for it. Just to get our name out there and really tell people and show people like yourselves about the product. Like we get to meet cool people like yourselves and introduce it and talk about it at the same time, right? Because it would be a different experience for you if you tried it but didn't know why it tasted that way.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's why we started the show was to learn.
No, we're able to tell everybody that watches this video.
Anybody who's watching the video, if you know of any major beer festivals throughout the state, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all their social media will be linked below. So go follow them, check them out, and then of course come in here and share on your social media what you think about it. It'd be really cool to hear.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up for this spot. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to head over to the brewery side now and learn all about some of the ins and outs of how to make a hard citrus. So stay tuned for that.
Sounds like fun.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes.
See you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Behind the Brew. We are on the brewing side of Ruzzo hard citrus. Very excited to learn some of the ins and outs of how you guys brew. Kind of talk about the history of your guys' stuff and how that's made. It's very exciting. We got DJ and Eric here. Guys, thank you so much for having us. This is really exciting. Our first time up here in the Portland area. So very excited to expand up into this area because there's so much to see up here. Anyways, we got some hard citrus here. First off, tell us what is hard citrus and how did you guys kind of come up with this idea to do hard citrus?
So hard citrus is a citrus-based fermented product. So it's kind of falls between your hard ciders and your hard seltzers. It's got good flavor like ciders, but it's still very light and refreshing like seltzers. And for example, your ciders are made with apple and pear juice. Your seltzers are made with sugar water, or they take some sort of hard alcohol and water it down. But our base is all lemon and lime juice, and that's what separates us from everybody else.
That's really
And then really where we started was, I actually used to work at a Taproom, and there was a company that was making this similar product. We heard that they were going out of business, and we saw the demand for it at that time. And my parents would come up and get drinks, and were curious why they were going out of business. So we went over to the company. They decided that they didn't want to progress in the business. So my dad was like, hey, if you want to learn how to make this product, we can start a company. So I fermented in his backyard for like 9 months. Tossed out hundreds and hundreds of gallons, brought some product over to my friend's place, had him try it, and told me to need to go back to the drawing board. So it was really that like backyard experimentation fun phase.
Awesome.
And then we found something that stuck and opened everything up.
So your background in brewing, was that kind of where it started, or had you dabbled in it beforehand?
I had not, no. It was very much like a scratch board type of experiment. I found a couple of resources online for like home brewers and stuff like that, and there was a lot of like free information I could find on there, and people were really willing to give me and provide me. It was people like with lots of experience like Eric that were literally like, hey, I was like, hey, I'm trying to do this, and they were like feeding me information on different things to try. So that's kind of how I navigated my way, at least to get a base understanding of how fermentation works.
Sweet. All right, Eric, tell us some of your background. How did you get into the brewing scene? Let's start
About 28 years ago.
28 years ago.
Sat down and had a beer at a place and was highly disappointed.
Oh, really?
And then this is when home brewing was just kind of a concept. So there wasn't really any shops out or anywhere to go to. I had to order all my stuff through a catalog and have it shipped.
Okay.
So I even started off with bread yeast and fermenting with bread yeast that I'd mutate with some beer, European beers that still had live yeast in there. So a lot of that was just coming up with your own stuff, very painstaking. It's not like you just walk in a place now and they have all the grain and everything that you could ever want.
Right.
So after that, started finding beer clubs and everything, started joining those. Next thing you know, I'm being asked to help open up some locations.
Okay.
So I helped open up a couple in Vegas while I was still in my old life of IT
Okay. Yeah.
and everything. And then from there, the phone calls kept coming in. I ended up going across America. Just recently came back from Alabama and Atlanta area, and opened up a brewery and helped with the distillery opening there.
Oh, wow.
So
So you're all over the place.
Yeah.
Getting
2020, me and my wife saw each other for 1 week, and she's like, you know what? You need to come home. Your contract's over. You need to find a place here locally. I came back. I went ahead and looked around. I had a few interviews at a few locations and came across these guys, and their product was something I've never heard of. I was not really interested at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do cider. I want to do beer, or I want to make whiskey. What I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
And then I saw how unique this really was and everything, and growing with 3 flavors when I got here. It was one of those, you know what? I want to be part of something that I feel that's going to become very big one.
Yeah.
So, with botanicals and using gin baskets and other ways of taking all those fruited beers and everything and getting all those flavors, it's like, you know what? I think this is very much right up my alley. And I'm very glad I did.
That's really cool, man. All right, where do you get your inspiration when creating a new recipe for like the hard citrus?
Standing in front of my cake washer. Keg washer has 2 cycles. You got your cleaning cycle, that's 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And you got your sanding cycle, that's 4 minutes and 27 seconds. So in between loading that up, pulling other kegs over, pushing the button, you have a moment or two for your mind to go. And then I'll come running over here and throw something together and go running in the front office, and I'm like, here, taste this. One of the most funniest looks on their faces is when I made the salted caramel strawberry. It was brown. And they're like, I don't even know if I want to taste this. I'm like, just drink it. So they did, and that ended up being one of our best sellers. That was for February. That was my box of chocolates for people.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So like I said, when you came on, they basically only had like 3 flavors, correct?
Correct.
So how many flavors have you now made?
We have now 5 in cans, 5 mainstays, and I've done over 122 now on draft.
That's amazing.
Wow. That's
122 flavors. And counting, I'm sure.
All right, DJ, how did you come up with those first 3 recipes, and why did you pick those flavors?
Well, the first one is our lime kick, which is the one that you have here. It's just fermented lime juice, and then we add in a little bit of spice to it. Really, the most complexity of that is the spice that we use. And we use a pepper extract that's more of a spice on the back of your throat than on your tongue, and it allows you to still taste the beverage. Sometimes when it's too hot, you can't taste it, or it like numbs your taste buds. And so we still wanted people to enjoy it. Not only that, but people that don't normally like spicy stuff. It actually kind of entices you to drink a little bit more, which is really funny about it. And then the other flavors kind of came in following that. Since that one was a lime base, we wanted to make a lemon base, and the lemon bases seem to have a little bit more flavor. That one's probably our most tart, and that's where the lime, what the lime does really good with. And so the second one, we actually were looking at wanting to do a fruited one, right? Because it wanted to have some sort of bright flavor. Right. And so we tried a couple different fruity tastes or fruity flavors and purees and juices, and nothing was really like exciting. And then we actually came up, we actually found some dried raspberries. It's like a dried raspberry mix, and then we wanted to add in a little bit of coloring to it as well. Yeah. So we use this dried raspberries for the flavor. It's our razzleberry, which is the one that I have here. Okay. So it's our razzleberry. It's basically a lemon base, and we have dried raspberries, and we actually add in hibiscus, which is where you get this nice red color. Oh, gotcha. And so it actually has, this one's probably our best seller of the 5 main flavors that we have. And reason being is because it's got a very nice, like real raspberry tasting flavor. And that's what we loved
awesome.
about it. And that's why we use the raspberries that we use. If we use like the juices and stuff, it kind of tastes a little fake and like almost like too sweet. And that's why this one has done so well, I think.
Nice.
And why dried raspberries? That's very, I've never heard that before. Does it keep the flavor
A lot
locked
of
in?
your Belgian style beers and everything, if I throw raspberries into it, you're going to lose it in 5 seconds. But a dried raspberry or a dried fruit, all that wetness is the sugars. As it dries into the fruit, you're now actually going to extract those flavors through the sugars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it actually tastes like the real fruit. It's like dehydrated bananas. It's amazing how well they taste like bananas.
They do, yeah, for sure.
But if you go ahead and try it any other way, it tastes like a candy. It tastes like
Right.
something
Okay.
that you can't describe.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So taking the hydration out of a lot of fruits and processing it that way, you're going to get more of a real fruit flavor.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. That's awesome. I've never heard of that. That's
Yeah,
the
because
first time.
you're also
Usually,
rehydrating it when you throw it in.
So it's just like using a gin basket on a still.
okay.
Uh-huh.
A lot of your botanicals are going to go in dry, and that's where you're going to get all that rich flavor from.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Now, do you use that process with all of your guys' fruit flavors, or is it just a few?
There's different ways that we use different fruits.
Okay.
And every one of them has its best result. So it's by trying different things that we find that best result.
Okay.
And not always is it going to be the same from one to another.
Gotcha. That's really cool. Do you guys use any like concentrate flavors, or do you guys try to stick with actual real fruits?
We try to stick with something that's going to be more realistic.
Okay.
Now,
That's really cool.
I'm going to, tell on myself on this one, but when I told you I made that rainbow sherbet one,
Yeah.
that was not a natural grown in nature flavor that I could find.
Well, yes. I would hope.
Yeah, and a lot of what makes Ruzzo products so special is the flavor, right? And
Yeah.
so that's
Yes.
really the structure that we're going off of. We try and keep everything as natural as possible, but we do like to have fun and do like rainbow sherbet.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the other flavors that you made, like a birthday cake, for example, there are some concentrates that get used for fun.
Right.
Just to kind of be different, and that's really who we are,
Exactly,
right? Like
yeah.
we want to be something different because we are different.
Yeah,
and we
you're
wanna
already different as is. How much more different can we get?
Last week I made one that tastes like a dill pickle.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of
Actually,
people would love
That would be
that.
interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have not tried any of their products, highly recommend. I mean, every single one tastes refreshing.
Yeah.
It tastes like the fruit that it is. I haven't tasted any of them that were like, oh, that's just another knockoff flavor. You know what I'm saying? These are
No, they're all
solid.
very unique.
Solid.
very unique
This
flavors.
one is the
apricot guava.
apricot guava. Really delicious. Here's some color for you guys to check out. Again, it looks kind of like a cider, but not really. It drinks so refreshing, like
Yeah.
I said. And the pineapple, right? Pineapple guava?
Apricot guava.
Apricot.
Apricot,
We do
yeah.
have a pineapple product, but
Oh, you do? Okay. This is really, really good, by the way.
It's got a nice like full body to it, which is really nice.
Nice and sweet. Again, refreshing.
That one we actually made for the Portland Cider Summit, and it was the first year that we entered in there. And there's like a competition that they do for, you enter a flavor, and each like cidery makes a flavor, and we actually got first with that one.
Nice.
So people loved it so much. We weren't wanting to make it a mainstay, but people were
Yeah.
screaming for it enough. We're like, okay, we'll bring it in. So that one ended up being our 5th one.
Yeah, it's really good. I love
I think
anything guava.
I bought some at the GO in Roseburg.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is delicious. So, is there any other brewery or any other maybe cidery company that you guys get your inspiration from, or you did before you started this? We can go back and forth between both of you guys with that.
Sure, yeah. As far as like initially the company who had started it before that went out of business, they kind of were the pioneers of making a citrus-based
citrus, yeah.
fermented product. And then we just took that idea and kind of modeled everything off of that. We just knew like, hey, people like this stuff. The flavor profile is like unreal, right?
Yeah.
Why is nobody doing this? You
Yeah.
know? And so that was really the research when I first started, was like, okay, who is doing this? Because I want to find out how to make it, right? And so I couldn't find anybody that was making it too. And so to me, that was even more exciting about starting something up with this, because I knew that what we were tasting, what the few people I knew that were tasting it, and then like the small portion of the Portland market that they were in.
Yeah.
Like there's so many more people that are missing out on such a great beverage, and that was really the inspiration behind really tackling this, starting this company.
Awesome. Eric, how about you? What kind of breweries inspired you the most?
Any type of house of sour. Any type of Belgian beers and everything.
Okay.
You know, that's where a lot of my experience comes from for trying to infuse flavor.
Okay.
So I've always been interested with having those really strong flavors in Belgian beers. Sours, you get that nice little afterbite like off of the rhubarb on this one.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I just love that type of style and everything. Everybody else has made an IPA.
Yeah.
Everybody else knows what Simcoe is.
Yeah.
So this is something that is brand new to the market. Like I tell everyone, there's no grapes, no grains, no apples, no pears, none of the above. We are completely unique and new. We're gluten-free for vitamin C, 6.5%. We'll get you there, but we won't get you home.
That's all the products are 6.5% for the most part, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All of them across the board. So it doesn't matter what flavor it is, they're all going to be 6.5. So that's really cool. And gluten-free, you mentioned. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
I know that's a big market as of recently. I know my mom can't have gluten.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see more products coming out that are gluten-free.
More and more people who
Yeah.
have to be gluten-free.
Yeah.
That's what we hear at most of the festivals. People like to say, you're gluten-free. My wife, my sister, my friend, someone I work with. And word of mouth, next thing you know, we have a customer we've never even met yet.
Yeah, right.
Just by being something different on the market.
And these are so good, like you wouldn't.
I know.
They're definitely something worth trying.
Well, yeah, it's like with my first experience with you guys was there down at the Sutherland Throwdown, and first couple times I just kind of walk by, whatever. It's like Mike's Hard Lemonade or something, you know.
Yeah.
But then actually, we stopped and we talked to you and everything, and when I actually tried it, I was blown away. And I remember my mom. I mean,
she was like,
remember her? Holy shit!
She was freaking out about it.
Yeah, but if you people out there who think this is like a Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like that, I guess you can kind of say that, but this is 10 times better. I mean, it's
so much better.
Well, it's actually fermented
Yeah.
juice versus Mike's Hard Lemonade.
For the general,
It's the-
Is
for
it
the
malt?
general
all
public
Yeah.
that doesn't know anything, I would say you like Mike's Hard Lemonade. Here, try this,
Yeah.
And we
because
have
you won't
found
go
out,
back to your Mike's.
all we got to do is to get somebody willing to put it in their mouth. The
Yeah.
product sells itself. As
Exactly.
soon as you take a sip, I can go ahead and stop talking because the product now has you.
Yeah, because
It's
we've
true.
been a fan ever since the Throwdown.
We tried it that first day, and we were like,
Yeah, we were blown away.
yeah,
And we've
spoke for itself.
been pushing it.
Well,
you know,
thank you.
as much as possible down there
man.
in our area. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's worked because now that you're on tap in a few different places, and you can buy it at the Roseburg Grocery Outlet. I don't know if anybody
there's a
else.
few other stores I've seen it. I'm like, oh wow, Ruzzo.
Yeah, well, I know at Jackson Street, I believe he had it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Jackson Street had it.
Bob's Deli.
Yeah, Bob's Deli has it. Okay.
So there's a lot of stores in our local area.
So
that
how
do
far
carry it.
distribution are you guys going down?
We have our main distributor that goes down to. They have a distribution center in Eugene,
And you're through Point Blank?
Yeah,
Yes.
through Point Blank, and then
Yeah.
they cross dock with. I believe it's is it Summit down in
Summit down there.
in Southern Oregon. And
yeah.
I don't know where the
Okay.
cross is exactly, but yeah, we have one or two accounts down in Southern Oregon, but we're actually going down to the Cheese Festival this
Medford.
coming weekend.
Oh, nice.
And we went last year, so we
Yeah.
got a couple of accounts last year, and we did really well. People were really excited about it, so we're hoping we can build a better base.
Where's that at? Over in.
It's at the fairgrounds down in Medford.
Okay,
Okay.
so Jackson
Yeah.
County
So-
Expo. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we did real well there last year. The
Great.
people who run it really love us. So they kind of, could you please come out here? And it was like, we're really not in that area. But yes, we'll come out and do the event since you
Yeah.
asked. And since then, that's when we found out Summit will cross dock with Point Blank for some accounts.
Okay.
We're all the way down to I-5 basically. All the
Sweet.
way from the I-5 to the coast.
Okay.
right on.
And now we're up in Washington as well.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
So
Sweet.
we are in quite a few locations, market of choice, a
Yeah.
couple new seasons.
Grocery outlets, new
Grocery
seasons,
outlet. We used to be up in Washington with Total Wine and More when we were with Kendall's, but when Kendall's got sold to Pepsi, they dropped all alcohol accounts.
No.
So we're
sucks.
now just getting back up into the Washington area
Yeah.
because we had a lot of customer base up there, so we're trying
Yeah.
to get back up there.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, what ideas do you guys have for some future products coming out? You guys got anything on the horizon or anything you're working on?
We've got a lot of stuff in the mixer right now. I know that Eric's still constantly coming out with new flavors. A lot of those new flavors you can find at our Taproom. We'll release those there, and then you kind of have it as our testing ground to see what really sticks and people like, and then we'll kind of put it out into distribution markets. And we've been in the talks of doing potentially an NA beverage. We don't know for sure if that's going to be a successor for us, but again, we're testing that at our Taproom currently. We just know that the flavor profile is there, and people would like to have this without alcohol in it. It's really an up-and-coming trend.
Is
right
a big deal.
And NAs are getting bigger and bigger. They actually have a section now in the beer section in stores.
Yep, absolutely. And you know, that's what we have a lot of people that drink our product because they don't like the taste of alcohol, but they want to like participate in, you know, in the community or social setting or whatever. And so if we are able to kind of make this into a non-alcoholic, something that people can really enjoy just without having to worry about the alcohol part of it, I think that's a huge untapped.
Yeah, because I think this would be amazing even as an NA.
Oh man,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you guys can pull it off because I mean this doesn't taste like it has alcohol like you were saying.
No.
And so I could see you guys coming out with the NA version. That would be like a soda pop almost.
We have a lot of powerful flavors that we've been trying lately and everything, which I do not want to have the same flavors that we're having the alcohol and an NA. So a flavor that we make NA, I will not make an alcohol version of.
Oh, okay.
Because
That's a
one,
good
I want to
idea.
make sure that under 21 doesn't accidentally grab.
Yeah.
Right.
And number two, I just want to be that different.
Yeah.
Now the flavor's still going to be very strong, like all of these, very unique. But if we put it into an NA, I do not want to put alcohol into it.
Perfect. So it's not going to be like usual NA beers where it says 0.05 or anything. It's just going to be a straight NA. That's really good. I like that idea.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what that is.
Because like a beer, we don't have to start with malt of some sort.
True.
That's true.
That's true.
Do you guys work with any other breweries in the local area?
We've worked with, we partner with a lot of people at our Taproom.
Okay.
Like a lot of like small local breweries, like we were talking about just before we started this. There's a lot of new ones that have kind of popped up, and there's a lot of really great breweries that are making some cool things. So we'll do a lot of trades and stuff like that. We've talked with a handful of people about doing some collaborations, which would be really interesting, but we haven't set anything in stone.
Okay.
Maybe like some sour or something. Eric's got a ton of ideas, but I think that once we do get something made with another brewery, it'll be a really cool collaboration with like hard citrus and a beer. Because we actually do a lot of beer, hard citrus mixing at our Taproom right now.
And there's quite a few accounts that we have right now that we make a flavor only for them.
Okay.
And we get a second tap handle out of it. And then we'll also have that on at our Taproom as well.
Nice.
And we have quite a few places that they approach us. We like your stuff. We'd love to put on another tap handle. Would you make us one just for us? And it's one of those. Sure.
Awesome. So one question we always have to ask, just for fun, how much cider or citrus actually do you consume in a day?
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
These poor guys, I get here, a little before 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And if this inspiration's hit me, I'm already making stuff. They come walking in at 8:30, sitting down. I get everything from, I just brushed my teeth, I just had some coffee, give me a moment, I'm like, drink this. So there's some days that they have quite a few samples when they first walk in, and there's other days that we're just busy with our heads down, doing production and everything.
Right on.
So it can vary from day to day.
Yeah.
Is it a weekday or a weekend, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I probably drink more of it on the weekdays than I do a weekend.
Yeah, you guys are probably doing a lot of events and stuff on the weekends. So weekdays
exactly.
you're just
Yeah.
you're busting it out.
Yeah. Well, and it's just what Eric said. Like whenever there's like a bit of inspiration behind something, he's trying it, and we'll kind of give him some feedback, and he'll start mixing the other things in or like trying something new. And yeah, like especially right now, like I said with the NA stuff, there's a lot of like thoughts going around with potential flavors and whatnot, and so there's a lot of mixing and trial and error, and then we'll talk about something for a while, and if we've had plenty to drink, I'll be like, all right, let's pause this for another day so I can still get work done today. So yeah, it can get it can be a lot of work, as much as people are like, oh, that sounds like the best, but like your taste buds get like not as sharp after trying so many things.
That's very true, right, Dave?
Quality control. Quality control.
Yeah, everything starts tasting the same after a while.
Yeah.
You can't rate this one. It tastes just
Yeah,
like
I
the
know.
last one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we won't talk about last night.
Oh, shoot. All right, guys. Well, I think that wraps it up for this segment. Thank you so much for having us again. Really appreciate it. Guys, if you have not already, like, subscribe, and I will link all their social media down below. And come on out here, check them out. Go find it in the store near you here in Oregon, a little bit of Washington. But yeah, come out here to Damascus area, right? Yeah, come out here and check out the Taproom. Tell them Beverage Hunter sent you. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
So like I was telling Eric, we had to move some of our desks and stuff out, so we're in the middle of moving all things. He's going to hit the light for you real quick, too.
Look at all that Ruzzo.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Lots of kegs.
Never enough. Never enough.
So this whole little complex here is really cool because there's like shares with a whole bunch of businesses.
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely. Yep. Actually, our facility next door, it used to be a karate facility.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we tore out like all the mats. They had like the cushions, tore all that out, and then a couple other layers of flooring that they put on top, and then tore down the wall and opened everything up, and so
in a
it
cooler
looked very
area.
different before we moved.
God, I bet.
Yeah. And then we got this one probably about a year later, I would say. Conveniently, the guy was just leaving here, and we were in need of a space. We were going to move completely, and we still had another couple years on our lease, but so we just got super lucky that we were able to jump right in.
You mentioned a mobile canning. So is this a company that kind of just goes around and cans, so you don't have to worry about?
Yeah, it's really nice. So we don't have to pay, have the big expense to purchase our own canning line. And they bring it in. They have a box truck, and they have it's in 3 or 4 different parts. I can't remember, but they have a depalletizer, so it moves all the cans up. Then they have a section that runs it down. It's the rinse line, and then it goes right into their canning machine. But yeah, they're all in
really
different
cool.
parts, and it takes them hour and a half or so to set up, and then
That's a really cool deal. That'd be a good, because I've always wondered that.
Yeah,
if that would be a good business to
it's
get
expensive for us, but it saves us the cost of having to buy.
And then you need more
can
space
line
to keep a canning stuff.
And not only just that, but it's also knowing the maintenance on the canning line and being able to know what's going on, fixing problems. You're buying parts constantly, so all of that maintenance and stuff like that is we'd have to hire probably another person just to run the machine.
Gotcha.
So
and so do you guys get the cans in beforehand, or does that come with the company that does?
Fortunately, our company that we use actually does the printing on these, because these are printed if you look at them. So there's different ones here. Actually, we have a good example. I'll show you. So this is a printed can. And you can see it has it's actually digitally printed on here.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you want to hold that for me for a second, I'll grab you one of our old labels.
Let's see that.
Is a sticker label. So
this isn't a, that's really nice.
Yeah.
this actually, you can see the top and the bottom. It's a
this
sticker
is
label.
what I've seen before.
And then this one will go through the canning line, and then at the end it'll go through a labeler, and it'll just put the label on itself. Those ones come already printed, so they print them at their warehouse, the canning company, and they'll bring them ready to go, and so they don't have to go through the labeling cycle, which is really nice.
We don't have to sit on pallets and pallets and pallets of empty cans.
Exactly.
They bring what we're ordering.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd need a warehouse this size just for empty cans.
Empties. And then labeling. And then, okay. Yeah, that's really cool, though.
Yeah.
That
Now,
helps out a lot.
if you look in your hand there for a second, in the branches, there's a hidden word in the branches of the tree.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
I didn't notice this. What does it say, Dave?
I am not even going to try. Nope. I'm not even going to try. You do it.
Hold on here. I see RUS citrus.
There you go.
There
There you
it
go.
is. I figured
funny?
it out.
Yeah.
So the guy that
That's
does
cool.
or made the label, he does art for McMinimans. Gary Houston, he's a popular Portland artist, and so you can kind of see like the McMinimans like style, a little bit. But he basically was saying, or he had the tree already done, and it didn't look like this, and he had been working on it for a long time.
Yeah.
And so we were finally done. He sent the image over, and we're like, oh, we want to go over and just finalize some stuff. So we went over there, and we had met as a group before and wanted to see if he could hide word in the tree. So I remember talking to him. He's like, all right, we finally got it done. We're moving on to the next thing finally, and we were like, well, we kind of wanted to put something, or see if we could hide a word in the tree. And he's walking away. He's like, no, we can't do that. And he kind of pauses. And he like turns around and he goes, well, actually, that would be pretty cool. And so he had the tree completely redone and ready to go in like 2 days. So
Nice.
I was really excited
Now,
about it.
you can see the lemons on the tree, but the sun and the corona behind it is actually a session lemon.
Oh.
This here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
All kinds of cool little hidden
Yeah.
deals in there. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
there's
like
a lot
messing
going
with
on
people
to
as
it.
much as possible.
Now you all
Yes.
know what to look for when you see the cans.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's
didn't
just
know that. That's
kind of show a bright, refreshing, flavorful beverage, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what we are. Flavor forward, basically.
Flavor forward.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's been the tour of this side. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Bye. Gosh, you walk slow, Dave. Hey guys, what a fantastic episode this was. We learned a lot. We got to meet some really cool people, and hopefully we get to come back here and do a premiere party.
That'd be
We'll
fun.
see how the dates line up. If we do, stay tuned and be sure to show up and pack this place when we come back here. Well, of course, you guys have already seen it, so you're watching
Yeah.
it right now. Hey, thanks for being here. If not, we love you all. Thank you so much for watching. We're enjoying some delicious hard citrus. And like I always say, it tastes a little better once you know the passion and love that goes into it from the people behind the brew.
Yes, and hopefully after watching this video, you'll know a lot more about it, how it's made, and the people are great. It's a family-owned business,
Yes.
and we support them 100%, and hope you do too.
Yeah. If you have not, again, we've said it several times in this episode, go try some Ruzzo. Find it. You can find it in some stores, a lot of stores here locally in Oregon.
Yep.
So support them, give it a try. You're going to love it. It's great for spring. It's great for summer.
Yep.
Refreshing.
And keep your eye out for them
delicious.
this summer at all the festivals, because they're going to be
They're
out
gonna
there
be out
hitting the
there.
street as much as they
And
can.
so will we. Beverage
Yes,
Trainers
so
is going to
will
be
we.
there. So yeah, here's, again, thank you, Ruzzo. You guys are the best. All their social media is down below. Go give them a follow. And if you stop by the tap room here, tell them Beverage Hunter sent you.
That's right.
Let's go, Dave.
Let's go.
I'm hungry. How was your burrito?
Excellent. I highly recommend.
All right.